So that's the warm-up finished ahead of session 2. Girls, that's your warm-up finished, please.
Good afternoon, everyone. Just before we get underway, thank you for joining us. My name's Robert Taylor. Jackie Smith was with me on the announcing. In the gallery, we need 3 timekeepers. If there are any timekeepers up in the gallery, could you pop down to the poolside area? We need 3 timekeepers so that we can run the afternoon session and make sure it's accredited. Please, if you can timekeep, could you pop down, see our referee and STO team? Thank you. So just before we get underway, just give you the health and safety. In the event of an emergency, a sound will sound. Staff will direct you to the nearest exit. Just check where they are, keep them clear at all times. And all glass items are outdoor footwear poolside, and swimmers leaving poolside should dry off and wear appropriate clothing and footwear. Please keep the stairways clear and don't sit on the stairs. And the use of mobile phones or any other electronic device capable of photography are not permitted to be used at any time in the changing room, toilets or shower areas. By attending the event as a participant, volunteer, team, staff or spectator, you accept that any photographs or videos taken will not be used for illicit purposes, or that pictures, films produced will not be altered in any way or uploaded onto the web without the consent in writing of the person or persons photographed and filmed, and you are asked to take images of your own family member or team member as much as reasonably possible, and to avoid including other participants in images, particularly if those images are being shared with family, friends or through any social media platforms. Thank you, everyone.
Hello. All right, this time my comments are directed at the gallery. For this session, because of lack of support from the clubs, we have no one manning the awards table. So, if there is anyone in the building who would like to volunteer to sit at the table, hand out medals and envelopes with money between the end of the first event through to the end of the session, their services would be gratefully received. Thank you. Otherwise, there may not be awards given and they will be subsequently sent out to clubs.
So good afternoon and welcome to session 2 of the Long Course May Age Group Meet here at the West Districts. My name is Jackie Smith. As those of you in the venue will have heard, I've lost Robert Taylor. He's now timekeeping. This does, what's just happened actually, ladies and gentlemen, just stress the importance of people becoming STOs, timekeepers as your initial start of that journey. We do need timekeepers on poolside. And so if you have swimmers, please consider taking that appropriate training and putting your name down to support us here at West Districts. We will shortly get started with event 201, but before doing that, I will introduce you to our senior officials. Our referees for this session 2 are Hazel Hastings and Karen Gray. Our starters this afternoon are George McLeod and Ross Stewart. So over to our referees. So, event 201, the boys 11 to 13-year-old 200-metre IM. We have 4 heats of this, and this is heat 1. In lane 2 is Woody Keddy, Cumbernauld. Lane 3, Jamie Pitt, South Ayrshire. And lane 4, Oscar Miller of East Kilbride. So just the 3 swimmers for this first heat. All 12 years of age, with entry times into here from 3:17 through to 3:18. So the first section of any IM. There's a fly for the boys, and lanes 2 and 3 there. Very close, 37.70, 38.17 for Woody Keddy and Jamie Pitt. Oscar Miller just in behind them. And we've transitioned into backstroke, so very tight for our leaders, Woody Keddy and Jamie Pitt at the moment. Possibly with the advantage there, it's the South Ayrshire swimmer Jamie Pitt there in lane 3. But the boys will come up and transition into a breaststroke just shortly. So it's the South Ayrshire swimmer Jamie Pitt who has the slight advantage as we go into the halfway mark, but Woody Keddy coming up right alongside him now. South Ayrshire swimmer takes that in a 1:23.83 at the turn, 1:24.35, so nothing to split our 2 leaders. And often in an IM, it's your strength of breaststroke that can make all the difference. So let's watch. So it's South Ayrshire's Jamie Pitt, Woody Keddy of Cumbernauld leading this field. Jamie has the advantage. As the boys go down to the final turn. So Jamie Pitt entered on a 3:17. We've seen some really good finish times in session 1. I was going to say this morning, but of course it's all this afternoon, isn't it? The sessions here. So at the turn there, it is lane 3. Has a distinct advantage now, showed his skills with the breaststroke. Had some 3 seconds of an advantage there, and he is motoring down this final length. Jamie Pitt, the South Ayrshire swimmer, so we'll keep an eye on the clock, but he's looking for a time sub 3:17 if he can. Really good finish from Jamie here. Ahead of Woody Keddy from Cumbernauld. And in comes the finish there. It is the South Ayrshire swimmer in a 2:57.03, sub 3 minutes. What a time to finish in this afternoon for Jamie Pitt. 3:04 for Woody Keddy, 3:04.27 to be exact, and it's a 3:10.23 for Oscar Miller. All boys came in under their entry times. Really good swim to kick off session 2. Heat 2, Lane 1, Edward Watson, Forth Valley Trident. 2, Ross Leslie, East Kilbride. 3, Isaac Riley, Forth Valley Tridents. Lane 4, Murray Green, East Kilbride. And an empty lane in lane 5. So 3:14 through to 3:16 for entry times for these boys in this second heat this afternoon. As we go into the evening, it's now gone 6 o'clock. And it is lane 2, Ross Leslie, East Kilbride swimmer leading 41.66, ahead of Isaac Relly in a 42.29. So not much to split them as we've now transitioned into backstroke. And we have 3 of the boys more pretty much in a line. Edward Watson, Ross Leslie and Isaac Riley. Lanes 2, 3 and 4 coming down to the halfway mark and then transition into breaststroke. It's really nothing to split the 3 boys, possibly with the slight advantage and closer to me. It's Edward Watson. I think it will be him who will turn first. He does in a 1:32.69. So what's the breaststroke going to do to this field? Who has the strongest stroke here? And already we can see East Kilbride's Ross Leslie moving to the front of the field. It's about a body length advantage now with the 2 Forth Valley Trident boys, Edward Watson and Isaac Riley, either side of him. What can Murray Green do to close the gap here as the boys go down to the final turn? It is East Kilbride's Ross Leslie. 3:15.30 is his entry time. Turning there in a 2:25. And he's well ahead of the rest of the field. I think we're looking at a battle possibly for second place, but at the moment second place lies with Edward Watson ahead of his teammate Isaac Relly, but it is East Kilbride's Ross Leslie who will bring the field home. Let's keep an eye on the clock. As I said, he entered on a 3:15.30. He's going to finish well under that. He'll be well chuffed with that. Some 3:06.44 finish for him. Battle of the Forth Valley Trident boys, but that was won, and into second place goes lane 1, Edward Watson in a 3:13.89, and his teammate Isaac Relly takes third place in a 3:14.15. Heat 3, lane 1, Xander Bennett, Rutherglen. 2, empty lane 2, beg your pardon, 3, Peter Slasky, City of Glasgow. His teammate Tyler Gould goes in lane 4, and their teammate Oscar Little in lane 5. 6, Benjamin Young, North Ayrshire. So as I said, it's an empty lane 2. But we've got one 11-year-old and the rest of the field are 12 here, with entry times ranging from 3:00 through to 3:14. So a bit of a spread, but let's see what happens on the day, as they say. And it's lane 5, 37.15 at the turn there. City of Glasgow's Oscar Little was leading ahead of lane 3. Peter Schlowski, also City of Glasgow. And it's Peter that's coming through now there in lane 3. And he's motoring down this length here. Has a body length advantage now over his teammate and increasing that all the time. Transitioning, I beg your pardon, now into breaststroke. 1:20.40 there at the halfway mark. This is a really fast heat. Some 12 seconds faster than what we saw just a moment ago. So City of Glasgow, 1 and 2, Piotr and Oscar Liddell. Third place, I think, is also City of Glasgow, Tyler Gould. They're in lane 4. But coming up really nicely is Benjamin Young, the North Ayrshire swimmer, over there in lane 6. Certainly looked like he was trying to get up for third place there, maybe just losing that a little as we go down to the final turn. But it is the City of Glasgow swimmer, Piotr Slizowski, entered on a 3:00.20. Turned there in a 2:15.24. He's got some 4.5 seconds advantage over his teammate Oscar Liddell in second, with Tyler Gould in third. But this race does belong to the City of Glasgow swimmer, Piotr Slizowski. At the moment, it looks like it'll be City of Glasgow 1, 2, and 3, unless Benjamin Young can do anything about that over it in lane 6. Peter comes in to finish. Watch the clock for him. 2:51.92, well under his entry time. He'll be chuffed with that. Oscar finishes there in a 2:59, also sub 3 minutes, and a 3:03.21 for third place Tyler Gould, but also inside his entry time. We move on to Heat 4. Heat 4 and the final heat of event 201. In lane 1, Ben Hemmings, Stranraer Stingrays. 2, Adam Reed, East Kilbride. 3, Ethan King, Ren 96. 4, Pak Ching Lung, Ren 96. 5, Kyle McQuaker, Kintyre. And 6, Finley Thompson, East Kilbride. 2:57 through to 2:59, and it pretty much looks like they're all in just about in a line as we go into the first turn, but possibly lane 5 will take the turn. No, lane 4, Pak Ching Young, the N96 swimmer, ahead of Kyle McQuaker from Kintyre, and in turn ahead of Finley Thompson. So we're into the backstroke. This is the final heat, as I said, of event 201. As we spoke about this morning, and not only getting medals in the top 3 places of your age group, but also cash. That's a nice finish for anyone. So we're coming up down to the halfway mark. And I think possibly lane 6, Finley Thompson, has the advantage. But no, it's going back to the Ren 96. So Ethan King there in lane 3. Turns first ahead of Finley Thompson. And in turn ahead of Kintyre's Kyle McQuaker. So into the breaststroke. Good turn there by the Stranraer Stingray swimmer, Ben Hemmings. And all these boys are all beginning to tighten up, all in very close. Not a lot to split any of them. Possibly lane 4, Pak Ching Lung has the advantage by about half a body length as he's beginning to move away now from the rest of the field. Lane 4 there, 2:09.36, Pak Ching Lung. He's leading ahead of Finley Thompson. The final turn there, and into the freestyle. Don't think the N96 swimmer is going to be caught, but there's a battle in behind him for second and third. Ben Hemmings, Adam Reed, Kyle McQuaker. Kyle looks like he has the advantage for second place at the moment. Can he hang on to that as we come into the closing stages of this 200 IM? Certainly it looks like he is at the moment, as the Ren 96 swimmer Pak Ching Lung finishes there at a 2:46.88, well inside his entry time. Second place goes to Kintyre's Carl McQuaker in a 2:51, also inside his entry time. And third place goes to East Kilbride's Adam Reed in a 2:52.39, also inside his entry time. Well done. Event 202. This is the female 12 and over 800 meter freestyle, of which there are 2 heats this evening. So in lane 1, Nina Spirit Hawthorne, Inverclyde. 2, Olivia Lynn, also Inverclyde. And 3, Lucy McLaughlin, Inverclyde. 4, Leah Rafferty, Western Bartonshire. 5, Chloe Semple, Rutherglen. And 6, Jamie Steventon from Cumbernauld. So it's at 800 metres, and at the first 50, it's Western Bartonshire's Leah Rafferty leading with 34.55 ahead of Jamie Steventon by 10/100ths of a second. I can confirm the results for the boys 200 metre IM. The 11-year-olds, the gold medal goes to Rutherglen's Xander Bennett. 12-year-old boys, bronze medal goes to Oscar Little, City of Glasgow. Silver, Jamie Pitt, South Ayrshire. And gold, Peter Zulowski, City of Glasgow. 13-year-old boys, bronze medal goes to Adam Reed, East Kilbride. Silver, Kyle McQuaker, Kintyre. And gold, Pak Ching Lung of Ren 96. So back in the pool. And Western Bartonshire's Leah Rafferty continues to lead the field. She's moved ahead a little bit. She's just about half a second of a lead. Moved up to 1 second. So over there in lane 4, in the red cap of the Western Bartonshire. Jamie Steventon, the yellow cap of Cumbernauld, over in lane 6, coming up alongside Western Bartonshire's Leah Rafferty and Nina Spirit Hawthorne. Closer to me in lane 1. That's your top 3. As the girls go into the turn after 200 metres. 2:33.81. So a hard close there on Leah a little bit at the turn. So Leah continues to lead ahead of Inverclyde's Nina Spirit Hawthorne. But Nina's coming right up alongside her. Third place going over to the far side of the pool in lanes 5 and 6. So it's Leah Rafferty leading ahead of Nina Spirit Hawthorne, and in turn ahead of Jamie Steventon. So our entry times here, we were looking at 10:26 through to 10:39. So good spread of entry times, but it's Western Bartonshire's Leah Rafferty who continues to lead here. But she's being pushed all the time by Inverclyde's Nina Spirit Hawthorne as they both come into the turn at 300 metres. And it's Nina who's taken the lead there just by 4/100ths of a second ahead of Leah Rafferty, with Jamie Stevenson in third place. But right up alongside Jamie is Rutherglen's Chloe Semple. And indeed, Inverclyde's Nina Spirit Hawthorne is beginning to move away now. So Leah got anything she can do to respond to this. Nina turning first at a 4:34.49. She's got just about a 3-second advantage now over Western Bartonshire's Leah Rafferty. And Jamie Stevenson in third place, but right beside Jamie, as I said a moment ago, is Rutherglen's Chloe Semple. And in fact, I think they're now, lanes 5 and 6 are now overhauling Leah Rafferty. She moves back. Nina Spirit Hawthorne still leading this field. We're coming down to the halfway mark, 400 metres completed. And it will be Nina Spirit Hawthorne in a time of 5:15.11. She's leading ahead of Jamie Stevenson and in turn Chloe Semple. But she's got some 3.5 seconds advantage over the rest of the field. Leah Rafferty's still there or thereabouts. Also trying to get herself in and up into the placings there in lane 2. Olivia Lynn, also from Inverclyde, but not too far away. We see Lucy McLaughlin. So lots can happen, certainly for the second and third placings here. But our leader looks very strong there in lane 1. 5:56.06 for her, 7 lengths still to go, 350 metres. So coming down to 500 metres, and it is Nina Spirit Hawthorne leading ahead of, there really isn't much to split, Jamie Stevenson and Chloe Semple there on the far side. I had to call it, it's possibly Chloe that has the slight advantage going into the turn there. 6:36 for Nina. She's got just a 4-second advantage over Chloe Semple. Right in behind Chloe is Jamie Stevenson. Moving up into fourth place, we see lane 2's Olivia Lynn. So Nina Spirit Hawthorne turns there, leading this field and looking very comfortable doing so, with second and third place. Look at that, they turn together, 7:21.84 for Chloe Semple and Jamie Stevenson. So there's a real battle going on certainly for second and third place. But Olivia Lynn's moving through the water really nicely. She'll be seeking to do all she can to get up and into the placings as Nina comes into the turn at 500 metres. Sorry, that was 600 metres, I do apologise. So again, nothing really to split the two girls there over there in lane 5 and 6 at that turn. So Nina Spirit Hawthorne She'll have 150 metres to go at this turn. Let's watch the clock, 8:37.66. Oh, she's got some 5.5 seconds lead just about over second place Jamie Stevenson, and right in behind her is Chloe Semple. Olivia Lynn is in fourth place at the moment. So in just a moment, the swimmers will start to hear the bell. We'll know they've got 2 lengths to go. There we go. Nina Spirit Hawthorne. And the bells will ring in lanes 5 and 6. Still nothing to split those 2 girls. Jamie, I think, just had the advantage there at the turn, as we can see from the time. But still all to play for. And look at Olivia, she's really working hard on closing the gap between her and our 2 swimmers holding second and third place at the moment. But it is her teammate, Nina Spirit Hawthorne, who has this. She's had this lead pretty much certainly from the halfway mark. Moved ahead of the rest of the field and has maintained that lead. 9:56 there at the final turn. So she's got 6 seconds of an advantage over the rest of the field. But that's where the battle is. It's over in lanes 5 and 6. Chloe Semple, Jamie Stevenson, Nina Spirit Hawthorne. She's into the closing stages of her 800 metres this evening. And let's watch the battle play out for second and third over on the far side of the pool. 10:33.90 for Nina under her entry time, and it's Rutherglen's Chloe Semple who takes second place in a 10:40.04 and 10:41.11 to Jamie Stevenson. Really good battle between those 2 girls there in lanes 5 and 6 for second and third place in the first heat of 2 of this 800 metre freestyle. Heat 2, lane 1, Ella Craig, red 96. 2, Jessica Lafferty, Bells Hill Sharks. 3, Amy Rimmer, Bells Hill Sharks. 4, Casey Crisp, East Kilbride. 5, Megan Ferris, Comben Old. And 6, Jenny Maguire, Hamilton Baths. Entry times here from 10:06 through to 10:25. Girls all saw some good drops in their entry times to their finish times in Heat 1, so we'll be looking to see if we get the same again in this second heat. Well, it's lane 3, Bells Hill Sharks, Amy Rimmer leading the field. She's leading ahead of Hamilton Bath's Jenny Maguire. 2 girls vying it out for set third place. 108.77, 109.76, so nothing really to split first and second. So 4 girls effectively lead this field. Amy Rimmer, Casey Crisp, Megan Ferris, Jenny Maguire, all there or thereabouts, with the advantage lying with the Bells Hill Sharks swimmer, Amy Rimmer. And the lead has now changed. It's passed to Hamilton Bath, Jenny Maguire, 146.77, 146.86. So Not a lot to split our first and second place swimmers there after 150 metres. Amy's just regained the advantage now. Down into the 200 metres, 2:24.49, 2:24.77. So it's hundreds of a second splitting the top two. And at that stage, we're some 10 seconds faster than the previous heat. So sure these girls are going to be finishing well under their entry times. Certainly on the current pacing, long way to go, of course. So it's Jenny Maguire leading ahead of Amy Rimmer, and in turn they lead ahead of Cumbernaulds' Megan Ferris. But right in behind her is East Kilbride's Casey Crisp. And it is the Hamilton Bath swimmer who's beginning to move away now from Amy Rimmer. There is clear water between the pair of them as we come up to 300 metres completed. Jenny Maguire there in a 3:40.42. And now we're starting to see the split. 3:42.57. So just over 2 seconds of an advantage there for our leader, Jenny Maguire.
We'll give Jack a wee break. Not much between lanes 6 and lanes 3. Amy Rimmer, early leader. She's dropped back a few seconds. Going very nicely in the outside lane. Then lane 6, Jenny Maguire. We're looking at a split somewhere around about 4:55 here. Just a wee bit over that. Amy coming in second. Two girls, Casey Crisp now third. And fourth place, Megan Ferris. So you take that time of 4:55, double it, and probably add on pretty close to 10 seconds. And you're not a million miles off a 10-minute finish here for Jenny. Into time of 10:25. I'm sure Jackie will be able to keep me up to date with that potential finish. So that last 50 round, about 40 seconds. So we're likely to come in with the next split somewhere around about the 6:15 mark. Other two girls in lanes 4 and 5 closing quite rapidly on Amy Rimmer. Not much between the three swimmers now. So a really good contest for second, third and fourth. Jenny Maguire has picked the pace up. And with 300 to go, 6:14.17. And almost 3:09. Casey now has just sneaked into second. 6:20.86, 6:21.09 is 6:21.22. Now two girls turning almost together, fifth and sixth. We'll see the split at the bottom end, 6:14. We'll be looking somewhere in the low 650s here. So 250 to go. 6:52. So So pacing round about 77 seconds. So we should see a time of around 7:33 when we get down to 200 to go. Really good contest now. Casey in lane 4, Megan in lane 5. The two 13-year-olds actually stroke for stroke. Amy Rimmer, the Belsill swimmer, now dropped back into 4th place. So 7:32. Casey just a fraction ahead of Megan, with Amy turning in 4th. So Jackie, you should hopefully find that Jenny's going to come in pretty close to 10 minutes here. So I'll pass you back to Jackie to finish this off with just over 150 to go.
Carry on, Robert. Wouldn't like to deprive you.
So our leader with 150 to go. And it's going to be a little bit over 10 minutes, but 10:25:10 as an entry time. Going to be a very good PB. Casey and Megan some way back, but they're virtually together. Casey just fractionally ahead of Megan. We'll see what the gap is with 100 to go. The bell will ring for our leader, and Casey is really motoring down the final stretch. Can she get into the lead at the very end? 8:51.75. Well, there's barely two seconds between the two. Casey Crisp on the charge here. Jenny Maguire still with that slight advantage. Casey Crisp flying down the penultimate 50, really picking up the pace substantially. Jenny's got a race in her hands here to hold on, getting towards the final turn. Now the Hamilton swimmer looked to be under control of this, but there's nothing in it now. Casey Crisp out the turn, half a second in it. And East Kilbride swimmer, entry time of 10:13. It's going to be maybe about 10 seconds over that. Jenny's still within striking distance. Casey and Jenny over on the far side. Jenny Maguire trying desperately to try and get back on terms, but this has been a really, really good swim here from Casey, flying at the death. And Casey takes that 10:04.67. Jenny second on around about 10:06, 10:09.66 for Megan Ferris. And Amy Rimmer, our early leader, comes in 4th place. 10:22.8. Ella Craig and Jessica Lafferty, 10:28.96 and 10:30.71. 10:07.23 was Jenny Maguire's time in 2nd place. Good race, girls, and a really storming finish here. 10:04.67, the winning time. Okay, back to you, Jackie, for our next one.
Yeah, thank you, Robert. Just a slight delay ahead of event 203. So just removing a swim cap from the pool. So this is event 203, the male and open 11 and over 100 meter breaststroke. This is heat 1 of 4. In lane 1, Andrew Cumming, Forth Valley Trident. 2, Charlie Lynn, Inverclyde. 3, Nicodemus Muleman, City of Glasgow. 4, Kyle Rodin, Forth Valley. 5, Gordon MacLeod, South Ayrshire. And 6, Kyle Martin, City of Glasgow. And it's lane 5, Gordon MacLeod, South Ayrshire swimmer, leading the boys into the turn. 39.84, he leads ahead of Charlie Lynn, and in turn ahead of Kyle Roding. So they're certainly coming back at our leader at the moment, but Gordon MacLeod still has the lead here. We've about half a length to go of this breaststroke, but watch Charlie Lynn there in lane 2, really coming up alongside our leader, who is responding, and Gordon MacLeod is now beginning to move away. Again, this will belong to him. I think Charlie Lynn will hang on to second place, and third place will go to Kyle Roding. But coming up right alongside him is I beg your pardon, that was Lewis Nelson swimming in lane 3. Heat 2, in lane 1, Ronan McMillan, North Ayrshire. 2, Jack Morrison, Cumbernauld. 3, Brian Fitzpatrick, Western Bartonshire. 4, Zihan Wang, City of Glasgow. 5, Pak Hai Lung, Ren 96. And 6, Oliver Jones, Inverclyde. Looking at entry times here, 1:21 to 1:24. And it's lane 4. City of Glasgow swimmer, I think, has the advantage just at the moment as the boys go down to the turn. It is indeed. They're turning 36.85. That's Zihan Wang ahead of Pak Hai Lung. Ren 96. Oliver Jones in third place there. So it's the City of Glasgow swimmer, Zihan Wang, leading ahead of, coming through nicely there, Western Bartonshire's Brian Fitzpatrick. He's now up into second place. Really beginning to hunt down our leader. Is he going to run out of water to do so? Also, watch Oliver Jones, the Inverclyde swimmer, but coming through, Brian Fitzpatrick. Is he going to catch our leader? Very tight, but no, that belongs to the City of Glasgow swimmer, Zihan Wang, in a time of 1:22.04. 1:22.53 for Brian Fitzpatrick, and lane 6's Oliver Jones takes third place in a 1:23.12 with a disqualification for a technical infraction in lane 1. This is heat 3. In lane 1 goes Franek Namek from Forth Valley Tridents. Lane 2, Luke Watling-Smith, West Dunbartonshire. 3, Cameron Miller, North Ayrshire. 4, Lewis McCary, West Dunbartonshire. 5, Ewan Morrison, Hamilton Baths. And 6, Rick Chen, City of Glasgow. So at the halfway mark there, it's lane 5, leaving ahead of lane 2. So Ewan Morrison leading ahead of Luke Watling-Smith. It's the West Dunbartonshire swimmer Luke Watling-Smith who now has this. He's leading ahead of Cameron Miller of North Ayrshire. Lane 5, Ewan Morrison, so coming through nicely as well. But it is West Dunbartonshire's Luke Watling-Smith who will take this. Well, a battle for second place, but that goes to North Ayrshire's Cameron Miller. And in third place, Ewan Morrison of Hamilton Bath. 1:20.01, 1:22.21.24 and 1:21.84 respectively for our top three swimmers there. And heat 4, the final heat of event 203 in lane 1. Anthony Ferrari-Janko, West Dunbartonshire. 2, Zach Neeson, Larkhall Avondale. 3, Hayden Simpson, Milngine Bearsden. 4, Aaron Russell, Bales Hill Sharks. 5, Ruben Pearson, also Bales Hill Sharks. And 6, Dominic Gribbett, Ren 96. So entry times all around 1:19, early 1:20s. So let's see, we're going into the halfway mark now. I think lane 6 there, 36.31 against a 36.57 for second place. So Dominic Grimm and Ruben Pearson leading the field. Lane 3's Hayden Simpson in third place. It is lane 6, Dominic Gribben, who has the lead, but they are coming back at him. This is going to be tight. Can Dominic hang on to this? Ruben Pearson just right in behind him. Third place at the moment lies with Zach Neeson from Larkhall. They're in lane 2. Dominic will hang on to this and take this final heat, doing so in a 1:18.13, 1:20.25 for second place. Zach Neeson, nice last 50 metres for him. And third place, we see lane 5's Ruben Pearson in a time of 1:20.35. And we move over to event 204. This is the female 11 and over 100 metre breaststroke. Again, we have 4 heats for you. Just to confirm some results, the 800 metre freestyle, the girls 13-year-olds. Results, bronze medal goes to Ella Craig of Ren 96, silver Megan Ferris, Cumbernauld, and gold Casey Crisp, East Kilbride. 14-year-old girls, silver goes to Olivia Lynn of Inverclyde, and gold Amy Rimmer, Bales Hill Sharks. So let's go back to what's happening in the water. We've got in lane 1, Kavia Shetty, Ren 96, 2, Anna Wilson, Inverclyde, 3, Zoe McKee, Forth Valley Tridents, 4, Connie Loonan, South Ayrshire, 5, Madison Gurley, North Ayrshire, and 6, Cara Gumbrell, City of Glasgow. But correction there, lane 6 is Lucy McKenna of Cumbernauld. And it is lane 3, Forth Valley Trident, the distinctive pink cap there of Zoe McKee, who is leading the field. She's doing so ahead of our reserve, Lucy McKenna, over there in lane 6. I think third place will lie with Kavia Shetty of Ren 96, but tight for second place, as first place goes to the Forth Valley Trident swimmer Zoe McKee in a 1:29.56. She took that ahead of Lucy McKenna in a 1:31.24, and third place goes to Ren 96 Kavya Shetty, 1:31.74. Heat 2, lane 1, Hannah McMillan, North Ayrshire. 2, Lucy McGovern, Kingston. 3, Sophia McGinley, Cumbernauld. 4, Leah Rafferty, Western Bartonshire. 5, Holly Hutchison, Hamilton Baths, and an empty lane 6. And it's Sophia McGinley, a Cumbernauld swimmer, who has the advantage over the rest of the field, with them pretty tightly bunched behind her for second and third place. She's moving really nicely through the water there and has a couple of body lengths advantage, 40.01. So she's got just about a 2-second advantage there over lane 5, Holly Hutchison of Hamilton Baths. So coming down to around half a length still to go. And it is the Cumbernauld swimmer, Sophia McGinley, leading ahead of Leah Rafferty of West Dunbartonshire, who's got herself up into second. She's leading in turn ahead of Hamilton Baths, Holly Hutchison. Can Holly do anything about Leah? Leah's moving through the water really nicely there. She's on the toes of our leader. But I think she's just going to run out of water to do anything further than get herself up into second, as first place goes to Sophia McGinley ahead of Leah Rafferty, and in third place Holly Hutchison, 1:26.63, 1:27.87 and 1:28.20 respectively for the three girls. Heat 3, lane 1, Amy Jones, Forth Valley Trident. 2, Amelia Pregol, Bales Hill Sharks. 3, Heidi Addison, Hamilton Baths. 4, Olivia Gavin, Milngay and Bears Den. 5, Alex Shepherd, Cumbernauld. And 6, Reva Wang, City of Glasgow. Finish off the 800-metre results. The 15-year-old girls' bronze medal goes to Nina Spirit Hawthorne of Inverclyde. Bales Hill Sharks, Jessica Lafferty takes silver, and Hamilton Baths, Jenny Maguire takes gold. 16-year-old girls, bronze medal goes to Inverclyde's Lucy McLaughlin, silver goes to Cumbernaud's Jamie Stevenson, and gold Rutherglen's Chloe Semple. Leah Rafferty takes gold medal in the girls 17 and over age bracket from Western Bartonshire. So back to the pool, and this is pretty tight here between lanes 3, 4 and 5. Heidi Addison, Olivia Gavin and Alex Shepherd. Looks like it's the Milngay and Bears Den swimmer there in lane 4 who has the advantage, Olivia Gavin. Amelia's trying to get back up alongside her, however. This is really tight, really close race here. Olivia's going to take this, however. She does in a 1:28.13 ahead of Amelia Pregel in second in a 1:28.80, and third place goes to lane 3's Heidi Addison in a 1:29.49. This is the final heat, Heat 4 of Event 204. In lane 1, Daisy Gilday, Hamilton Baths. 2, Katia Wilson, Bells Hill Sharks. 3, Nina Spirit Hawthorne, Inverclyde. 4, Ailey Reid, City of Glasgow. 5, Sophie Cuthbertson, Bells Hill Sharks. And 6, Jessica Simpson, Hamilton Baths. 126 through to 127 for these girls. Our 15 and 16-year-olds is really nothing to split them. 126.52 to 126.90. And then we have a 14-year-old swimming in lane 6. So lane 1, Daisy Gilday at the halfway mark leads ahead of lanes 5 and 6, Sophie Cuthbertson and Jessica Simpson. But it's Daisy Gilday closer to me in lane 1, leading this field. Very comfortable out there in front, coming through nicely in lane 2. Katia Wilson, she's certainly up into second place. Nobody, I think, is going to catch Daisy. This will go to Daisy, and then Hamilton Baths. Jessica Simpson will take second place over there in lane 6, and she does so ahead of Katia Wilson of Bells Hill Shark, finishing it in third. 1:23.59, 1:26.24, and a 1:27.62 for our top 3 swimmers. So we're now switching to the 50-meter freestyle. And first off, it's the turn of our male and open 11 and over. We have 6 heats before, so we have 6 heats for our females, 11 and over. So just while the officials organise themselves, because the finish line is now down at the far end, confirm some results for the 100-meter breaststroke for the boys. 13-year-old boys, bronze medal goes to Kyle Martin, City of Glasgow. Silver, Andrew Cumming, Forth Valley Tridents. And gold, Cameron Miller, North Ayrshire. 14-year-old boys, bronze medal goes to South Ayrshire's Gordon McLeod. Silver, Hayden Simpson, Milngavie Bearsden. And gold, Larkhall, Avondale's Zach Neeson. So event 205, heat 1 of 6, lanes 1 through 6, Kyle McQuaker, Aaron Graham, Nat Uppington, Oscar Wallace, Joshua McCluskey, and Andrew McLaughlin. Nate Uppington looks like he has the advantage, but coming up alongside him, Oscar Wallace. Not letting him go, but I think it is Nate's race this afternoon. There in lane 3, it is indeed 28.75 for Nate Uppington. Oscar Wallace takes second, and Aaron Graham takes third. Heat 2, lanes 1 through to 6, Ewan Morrison, Hayden Simpson, Ryan Crabb, Finley Watson, Adam Somerville, Lucas Ittadini. Oh, this is a bit tighter here. I think possibly lane 3 has the advantage, the Ren 96 swimmer. But they're not letting him get away with this. Oh, lane 1, Ewan Morrison also swimming really nicely. Lane 1 I think might take this, he does. 28.33 ahead of Ryan Crabb in a 28.36, and third place goes to Reese Kilbride's Finley Watson in a 28.91. Heat 3, lanes 1 through to 6, Charlie Lynn, Jay McKinnon, Aidan Fraser, Oliver McElraith, Andrew Hendry and Luke Watland-Smith. And these swimmers are pretty much in a line as we go into the final half, last 15 metres of this 50-metre race. I think possibly lane 1 has the advantage there. No, called that wrong. It was lane 3. Aidan Fraser finishes first in a 28.25 ahead of Charlie Lynn in a 28.38 and Oliver McElraith in third in a 28.47. Heat 4, lane 1 through to 6, Alexandru Vasilios, Nicodemus Mulmans, Daniel Letham, Clark Malcolm Gill, Hamish Black, Zachary Pine. Lane 1's Alexandru Vasilios looks to have the advantage, but watch lane 4, Clark Malcolm Gill. Battle between those two for first place, but it goes to lane 1. Alexandru Vasilios in a 27.51 ahead of Clark Malcolm Gill in a 27.57 and third place is Zachary Pine in a 28.36. Heat 5, lanes 1 through to 6, Frank Niemiec, Lewis Nelson, Kerr Flaherty, Jack Morrison, Ewan Baxter and Matthew Higgins. Lane 3's Kerr Flaherty, Milngai and Bears Den. Looks like he has the advantage as they go into the closing stages. This will go to lane 3, 27.29. Ahead of Jack Morrison in a 27.82 and in turn ahead of Lewis Nelson 28.17. Heat 6, lanes 1 through to 6, Daniel Hay, Aaron Russell, Oliver Jones, Jack Shaw, Liam Hendry, Lewis Aitchison. And this is a tight heat here. Possibly lane 1, lane 2 in behind him. And it is, whoa, called that right. Lane 1, 27.15 for Daniel Hay. Aaron Russell finishing second in a 27.34. And Oliver Jones in a 27.48 in third place. We move on to event 206. Again, we have 6 heats of the female 11 and over 50-meter freestyle. 1 through to 6, Heidi Addison, Katia Wilson, Hannah Jemison, Emily Maguire, Sana Whiteley, and Eva Park. Difficult to say, but I think we're looking at lane 3, Hannah Jemison, the East Kilbride swimmer, taking this one, but watch lane 6, all going to come to the finish, and it is lane 6 who took that. City of Glasgow's Eva Park in a 31.68. Look at that, 1/100th of a second splitting first and second. Second place goes to Hannah Jemison, and third place goes to Emily Maguire. Heat 2, lane 1, Madison Gooley, Holly Walker, Lucy Vignan, Olivia Kershaw-Yates, Holly Stewart and Phoebe McLaughlin. I think the advantage at the moment at the halfway mark lies with the Cumbernauld swimmer Phoebe McLaughlin over there in lane 6. Lane 2, Holly Walker, her teammate possibly in second place. Just watch the finish here, and it is Phoebe McLaughlin that takes that in a 30.44 ahead of her teammate Holly Walker in a 30.75, and third place goes to Lucy Vignan of South Ayrshire in a 31.32. Heat 3, lane 1, Alicia Thompson, Amy Jones, Erin Hastings, Louisa McNeish, Eva Gibson and Leah Rafferty. Looks like it's Leah Rafferty, Amy Jones leading this field. Leah Rafferty over there in lane 6. Possibly lane 2 now has that advantage, and indeed she does in a 30.69. Amy Jones. Second place goes to Louisa McNeish at a 31 exactly, and 31.07 goes to Eva Gibson at Cumbernauld, third place. Heat 3, Alicia Thompson, Amy Jones, beg your pardon, that's not right, Olivia Lynn, Lucy McFadden, Grace Blair, Ava Pettigrew, Katie Gillis and Heidi Shaw. It's lane 2, who in fact I think is Ava Steele, who is possibly going to take this one, or will it go to lane 5? It goes to lane 5. Katie Gillis. Oh, beg your pardon, lane 3. There we go, they've corrected that. Grace Blair of Forth Valley taking that one ahead of Katie Gillis and Heidi Shaw. Heat 5, lanes 1 through to 6, Lucy McGovern, Kiara McHugh, Elsa Chand, Nina Spirit Hawthorne, Jessica Simpson and Charlotte McGavin. Pretty tight, but with a possible advantage there is lane 2's West Dunbartonshire's Kiara McHugh. Lane 6 coming through really nicely, Charlotte McGavin. This is tight at the finish at that far end, and it was indeed lane 6 that took that in a time of 30.76 ahead of Elsa Shand, in a 30.95, and Nina Spirit Hawthorne in a time of 30.98. Heat 6, lanes 1 through to 6, Keisha McCormack, Mia Loudon, Lucy McLaughlin, Hazel Shue, Madison Smith, and Jenny Maguire. And this is another tight race here. Here it looks like the girls are pretty much in a line going into the wall. This is anybody's race here. It's all going to come down to the touch. Lane 4 took that one. Hazel Shree, the Ren 96 swimmer, in a 30.69, ahead of Lucy McLaughlin, 31.01, and in turn ahead of Maya Loudon in a 31.10. Just some further results here for event 203, 15-year-old boys 100-meter breaststroke. Bronze medal goes to Anthony Farrelly Janek, Western Bartonshire. Silver, Zihan Wang, City of Glasgow. And gold, Dominic Gribben, Ren 96. This is event 207. It's the male and open 11 and over 200-meter backstroke, of which we have 4 heats. In lane 1, Andrew Cumming, Forth Valley Trident. 2, Alexander Shemix of City of Glasgow. 3, Kyle McQuaker, Kintyre. 4, Kyle Rawding, Forth Valley Tridents. 5, Nikita Jasinskis, Forth Valley Tridents. And 6, Jet Wilson, Cumbernauld. So entry times here are ranging from 2:43 to 2:55. So we'll keep an eye on the times for the boys. But at the first turn, it was lane 5, Nikita Jasinskis of Forth Valley Trident leading the field. So I'm just going to finish the results for the 100-meter breaststroke. The 16-year-old boys, bronze goes to Oliver Jones, Inverclyde. Silver, Brian Fitzpatrick, West Dunbartonshire, and gold, Luke Watling-Smith, West Dunbartonshire. 17 and over, bronze goes to Pak Hai Lung, Ren 96, silver, Ewan Morrison, Hamilton Baths, and gold, Ruben Pearson, Bells Hill Sharks. So back in the pool, and it is lane 5 continuing to lead here, ahead of lane 2 at the turn there at the halfway mark. But that was a good turn by the City of Glasgow Summer, and he now has the advantage over second place Nikita Jasinskis. So that's Alexander Schmeizik leading the field now as the boys progress up to the final turn in this 200-metre backstroke. So third place, I think we have Kyle McQuaker, the Kintyre swimmer. Turning first there in lane 2 in a 2:01.66 is the City of Glasgow swimmer Alexander Schmeizik. Ahead of lane 5 and lane 3, Nikita Jasinskis and Kyle McQuaker. Certainly first place, I think, will go to the City of Glasgow swimmer. Nikita is certainly putting pressure on Kyle McQuaker now. Kyle and Nikita battling it for second and third place as Alexandra finishes there in a time of 2:40.49. The Kintyre swimmer, I think, will take second place. Kyle McQuaker, he does in a 2:47.57. And it is lane 5, Nikita Jasinskis, who takes third place in a 2:48.03.
Heat number 2 in 1. Ben Hemmings, Stranraer Stingrays. 2, Blair Russell, Bells Hill Sharks. Empty lane 3. 4, Finn McDonald, East Kilbride. 5 is Cameron Miller, North Ayrshire. And 6, Gordon McLeod, South Ayrshire. Times in this one range from 2:41 to 2:43. A pretty good start in lane 4. Finn McDonald, East Kilbride. Also well there, Blair Russell from Bells Hill Sharks. So at the turn, lane 4 with the advantage, 36.56. Still no change in that lead. Finn McDonald, Blair Russell. They're a fair way ahead of the rest of the field as we approach the halfway mark. Those two boys virtually stroke for stroke. Very good contest over on the far side. Cameron and Gordon in 5 and 6 virtually together. Stranraer boys possibly just in third. But the halfway mark, a little between the two swimmers, half a second. That was a very nice turn there for Blair. Was open up maybe half a metre advantage. And possibly just extending that a little bit further. Other three boys turning pretty much together. Although Ben is now trying to pull away from the two guys over on the far side. He's a long way off the two guys at the head of affairs. Still looks like Blair has a small advantage over Finn. Getting to 150 mark. See what the gap is now. Still virtually stroke for stroke. Two guys still separated by barely a second. An advantage now in lane 4. Finn McDonald, East Kilbride swimmer, has the advantage down the stretch. We've got about 25 to go. East Kilbride swimmer just looks as though he's prevailing at the moment. Still has maybe half a body length advantage over Blair Russell. So Finn at the moment has this under control. Finn McDonald from East Kilbride is going to take the heat. Blair is going to, I think, just hang on for second from the fast finishing Gordon McLeod. That is indeed how it finishes. 2:40.13 for Blair, 2:42.37 for Finn, and 2:42.75 for Gordon McLeod. That's the first three home.
And we move on to Heat 3 in Lane 1, Adam Somerville, Ren 96. 2, Kyle Saunderson, South Ayrshire. 3, Archie Johnson, Western Bartonshire. 4, Alex Jacovides, Inverclyde. 5, Oliver McElwraith, Cumbernauld. And 6, Hamish Black, South Ayrshire. It's the yellow cap of Cumbernauld there in Lane 5. Oliver McElwraith, who has the advantage as the boys go into the first turn. But following right beside him, we see Lane 3, Archie Johnson of Western Bartonshire. So Archie Johnson in second place, and he in turn leading ahead of Hamish Black of South Ayrshire over there in Lane 6. So Archie Johnson, what can he do about our leader? Oliver McElwraith there in Lane 5. So it's Oliver McElwraith, Archie Johnson. Battle third at the moment, but I think the advantage continues to lie with Hamish Black as Archie comes up and right up alongside Oliver McElwraith. Oliver just had the advantage there, 1:16.78 against a 1:17.12 to Archie Johnson. So we're into the second half of this race now. And Adam Somerville, Ren 96, was in third place at the halfway mark there. So he'd moved nicely through the field in that last 50 metres. But it continues to be Oliver McElwraith, Archie Johnson. Adam Somerville in third. The boys going down to the final turn. Lane 5 will turn first, 1:56.95, 1:57.80 for second place Archie Johnson in behind Oliver McElwraith. Third place remains with Adam Somerville there in Lane 1, but they'll need to watch to keep going to hang on to that placing because they are coming back at him, and nobody's going to catch our leader now. Oliver McElwraith is moving away from the rest of the field. Nothing Archie can do about that. Archie will hang on to second place. Third place, looks really tight, but coming through nicely. I think we're going to see Alex Jacovides take that. He does. Sorry, it's just about to, I beg your pardon, as Oliver McElwraith takes first place in a 2:34.30. Archie Johnson 2:38.22. And Alex Jacovides takes third place in a 2:41.67. And this is Heat 4 of Event 207 In lane 1, Kieran Naismith, Bells Hill Sharks. 2, Ryan Krabby, N96. 3, Kyle Connolly, East Kilbride. 4, Jack Shaw, Bells Hill Sharks. 5, Finley Guadici, Renfrew Baths. And an empty lane 6. And it's Finley Guadici from Renfrew Baths, who is leading the field going into the first turn. He'll do that ahead of lane 3's Kyle Connolly, I think. Finley McGuichi, Kyle Connolly are your 1 and 2, and Jack Shaw in 3rd place there after the first 50 metres. And the East Kilbride swimmer there in lane 3, Kyle Connolly, now coming through to take the advantage from Finley Guadici. So Kyle Connolly leads this by just about half a body length. So we're coming to the halfway mark. Kyle Connolly leading ahead of Finley Guadici. 3rd place, difficult, but I think it went to lane 4's Jack Shaw at the halfway mark. Nice turn there for Bells Hill Sharks swimmer Jack Shaw there. Leading in 3rd place ahead of lane 2's Ryan Crabb. Coming up alongside Ryan now, we see Kieran Naismith. So continuing to lead this and going into the back note. Finley Guadici, I think, has now taken the lead back again. He has 151.52 against a 151.82 for Kyle Connolly. So this is some battle for our final heat of this event for 1st and 2nd place between Finley Guadici and Kyle Connolly. Finley looks like he has the advantage, half a body length, and increasing on that. He has as open water now between him and Kyle Connolly. And this race belongs to the Renfrew Bath swimmer Finley Guadici, entered on a 2:33.50, finishes in a 2:27.40. Kyle Connolly on a 2:29.37. That's also an improvement on his entry time. And 3rd place on a 2:36.37 goes to lane 4's Jack Shaw of Bells Hill Sharks. Another improvement. Event 208, the female 11 over 200 metre backstroke. We have 4 heats, and this is heat 1. In lane 1, Neve McSporrow, Kintyre. 2, Rachel Cameron, North Ayrshire. 3, Ariva Wang, City of Glasgow. 4, Lucy Vignan, South Ayrshire. 5, Alicia Thompson, Cumbernauld. And 6, Sophie Brown, East Kilbride. Our leader going into the first turn will come from lane 6. Sophie Brown, she leads ahead of Alicia Thompson. She's 1 and 2 at the first turn, 40.03 and 40.84, with 3rd place lying with Riva Wang in a 41.81. So the East Kilbride swimmer, Sophie Brown, entered on a 2:52.90 and has good body and a half length lead ahead of the rest of the field as we come down to the halfway mark. 3 girls, I think, are possibly in line for 2nd and 3rd place. Although looking now, it looks, I think the advantage lies with lane 5, Alicia Thompson, for 2nd place. But Rachel Cameron, the North Ayrshire swimmer, also coming through really nicely. And in fact, Rachel takes second place there at the halfway mark. So lane 6, 131, 126 and 1... So Sophie Brown leading ahead of the rest of this field. Rachel Cameron in second place. Alicia Thompson in third. So our leader moving down to the final turn of her 200-meter backstroke. 2:05 exactly for her, Sophie Brown. So just looking to come in under a 2:52. Second place goes to lane 2, Rachel Cameron, and third, lane 5 is Alicia Thompson. At that final turn there, with a good swim by the East Kilbride swimmer. She's taken this on right from the start and has a significant advantage over the rest of the field. Second place continues to lie with Rachel Cameron. Just needs to keep this going to hold that. I don't think they're going to catch her. There's a bit of a battle going on for third place between Reva Wang and Alicia Thompson. Reva looks like she has the advantage, as finishing in a 2:46.51 is Sophie Brown inside her entry time. Rachel Cameron in a 2:55.74, and Neve McSporran comes through to finish in third place in a they've adjusted the times there, I beg your pardon. Third place goes to City of Glasgow's Reva Wang in a 2:57.65. This is Heat 2 in Lane 1, Ailsa Chand, East Kilbride. 2, Sophie Aikenhead, Renfrew Bath. 3, Lucy McGovern, Kingston. 4, Ava Steele, Forth Valley Trident. And 5, Louisa McNeish, South Ayrshire. And an empty lane 6. So times here 2:45 through to 2:48. And it's lane 1 that's taken this on. Ailsa Chand, 38.64. Leading ahead of lane 4, Ava Steele. And alongside her, we see Louisa McNeish, the South Ayrshire swimmer. These three girls now coming into a line as we come up to the halfway mark. This is pretty tight, but I think the East Kilbride swimmer, Ailsa Chand, will turn first. She's about half a body length there, just in the closing stages of that last length. She does so ahead of South Ayrshire's Louisa McNeish, and in turn, Ava Steele in third place. That's your top 3 as we're going to the second half of this 200 metres backstroke. Ailsa Chand leads the field down and into the final turn, ahead of Louisa McNeish and Ava Steele. So no change in your top 3 over that last 50 metres, 2:04.57. She's got just under a second advantage, and in turn some 3 seconds ahead of our third place swimmer. So 2:48.00 for Elsa was her entry time. Really moving well over there in lane 5 is Louisa McNeish. Possibly now up and alongside Elsa Chand. Will Elsa have seen her? No, Elsa is responding. She's digging deep now. And she will take this one. She does in a 2:46.42 ahead of South Ayrshire's Louisa McNeish in a 2:47.21. And third place goes to Forth Valley Trident's Ava Steele in a 2:50.81. So this is Heat 3 in lane 1. Heidi Addison, Hamilton Baths. 2, Rebecca Waters, Cumbernauld. 3, Maya Loudon, North Ayrshire. 4, Isla McBrien, Kingston. 5, Ruby Hunter, Hamilton Baths. And 6, Clara McMahon from Lanark. And it's lane 4. Isla McBrien, the Kingston swimmer, who leads this ahead of Ruby Hunter and Clara McMahon. Your 1, 2, and 3 as the girls come down to the halfway mark. So Isla McBrien, she entered on a 2:42.30. Halfway there, 1:18.14 for her. She's got two and a bit second advantage over second place Ruby Hunter, and in turn third place Clara McMahon. Watch lane 2, Rebecca Waters, the Cumbernauld swimmer. She's lying in 4th place at the moment. Can she find anything extra to get herself up into the placings? As Isla McBrien continues to lead this field down into the final turn. This is Isla McBrien, 2:02.22. Ruby Hunter, 2:03.44. And Clara McMahon, 2:06.84. Top 3. Let's watch this develop in this final length of this race, as Isla McBrien is being caught by Ruby Hunter. Can Isla respond? Ruby Hunter's coming up alongside Isla now. This is a battle in this third heat. Ruby Hunter, Isla McBrien. Ruby looks to have the advantage. Can Isla respond? It's all about the touch. That goes to lane 5's Ruby Hunter in a 2:44 exactly, ahead of Kingston's Isla McBrien in a 2:44.33. And lane 6, Clara McMahon, takes third place in a 2:50.68. This is heat 4. In lane 1, Emma Chambers, Cumbernauld. 2, Madison Gurley, North Ayrshire. 3, Chloe Kirk, Milngine Bearsden. 4, Hannah Macmillan, North Ayrshire. 5, Eleanor Osborne, East Kilbride. And 6, Hazel Shue, Ren 96. This is the final heat of the 200-metre backstroke for our females. In fact, it's the final swim for the females today. And going into the turn there, it's lane 3. Chloe Kirk, Milngine Bearsden, 37.29, leading ahead of Eleanor Osborne and in turn Hannah Macmillan. So it's Chloe Kirk, a pretty strong lead here. They're in lane 3, turning first at the halfway mark, 1:17.60. She turns ahead of lane 5 and lane 4. We'll watch lane 2 coming up really nicely. So is lane 1, almost 4 girls in a line for second and third places. So a battle is developing there in behind Chloe, but Chloe is dominating this. She entered on a 2:38.70. And it was clear water between her and the rest of the girls. So I think this is not about first place here. It's all about second and third place in behind Chloe. Chloe goes into the final turn there, 2:00.57. So we'll see what she can do against her entry time this afternoon. This evening now, as it's now, after 20 to 8 here in East Kilbride. So it's Chloe Kirk leading ahead of Eleanor Osborne. And in turn, I think just ahead, just in behind her is Madison Gurley, the North Ayrshire swimmer. So it's Chloe Kirk, Eleanor Osborne, Madison Gurley. Don't think they're going to catch Chloe now, but Madison really coming through nicely there. She'll take second in behind Chloe. 2:43.42 for Chloe Kirk. Lane 2 in a 2:44.54, and that is Madison Gurley takes second place, and third place goes to East Kilbride's Eleanor Osborne in a 2:45.35. Event 209, the final event of session 2, the male and open 11 and over 400-metre freestyle. We have 2 heats, and this is heat 1. In lane 1, Archie Johnson, West Dunbartonshire. 2, Scott Watson, East Kilbride. 3, Cameron Miller, North Ayrshire. 4, Jay McKinnon, West Dunbartonshire. 5, Stanislav Hirstov, Forth Valley Tridents. And 6, Declan Cassels, East Kilbride. So just away from the pool for a moment, I need to complete some results here. Event 204, the 100-metre breaststroke for the girls. The 13-year-old girls, bronze medal, Reva Wang, City of Glasgow. Silver, Heidi Addison, Hamilton Baths, and her teammate, Holly Hutchison, takes gold. 14-year-old girls, bronze medal goes to Hannah Macmillan, North Ayrshire. Olivia Gavin takes silver from Milngine Bearsden, and Hamilton Baths, Jessica Simpson takes gold. 15-year-old girls, bronze goes to Kavya Shetty of Ren 96. Silver, Nina Spirit Hawthorne, Inverclyde. Gold, Daisy Gilday, Hamilton Bath. So after the first 100 metres, it is back in the water. It is Archie Johnson, the West Dunbartonshire swimmer. He leads ahead of, I beg your pardon, let's get that right. It's lane 4, it's Jay McKinnon. leading ahead of Declan Cassels. No, I'm not doing this very well at all. We'll start again. Jay McKinnon leading ahead of Stanislav Hirstov. There, and it's Jay McKinnon that will take the field into the turn at 150. And he's leading ahead of Scott Watson, and in turn, Stanislav Hirstov. So it's a 400-meter freestyle, and the boys coming up to 200 meters halfway mark. Western Bartonshire's Jay McKinnon continues to lead the field, but watch lane 2. Scott Watson coming up alongside Jay McKinnon now, and he will go into the turn with the advantage. Scott Watson, Jay McKinnon, Cameron Miller are your top 3 there at the halfway mark. '16-year-old girls 100-meter breaststroke. Bronze medal goes to Zoe McKee, Forth Valley Trident. Silver, Ailey Reid, City of Glasgow. Gold, Katia Wilson, Bales Hill Sharks. And the 17 and over girls, bronze goes to Amelia Pregale, Bales Hill Sharks. Silver, Leah Rafferty, Western Bartonshire. And gold, Sophie McGinley, Cumbernauld. Back into the pool, and it's lane 2. Scott Watson, who continues to lead ahead of Jay McKinnon. And in turn ahead of Cameron Miller. So there's no doubt about our leader, but let's watch lanes 3 and 4. Cameron Miller, Jay McKinnon. Cameron looks like he's going to overhaul Jay now, and Cameron has now got himself up into second place. Scott Watson continues to dominate this field, however, with Cameron Miller in behind. Jay McKinnon has seen the threat. Can he respond? Get himself back up into second place. I don't think anybody's going to catch Scott Watson now. This race belongs to him. But can Jay do anything about Cameron? So into the final turn goes Scott Watson. Cameron Miller is up into second, but it's just ahead of Jay McKinnon. Look at that, 4:23.56 against a 4:24.09. So it is tight and all to play for second and third place now. But this race belongs to East Kilbride, Scott Watson, with a real humdinger of a battle between Cameron Miller and Jay McKinnon. Nothing to split these two boys, as in to finish comes Scott Watson in a 4:51.10. And the battle behind him continues. I think Cameron will just take this in the closing stages, and he does. Just ahead of Jay McKinnon there. That was a really good race between those two boys there. But the race belongs to East Kilbride, Scott Watson, and a 4:51.10. 4:58.78 goes to Cameron Miller, and a 4:58.94 for Jay McKinnon. Declan Cassels, one of our power swimmers, comes in to finish his race there. That concludes Heat 1. Heat 2 in the final heat rather, and indeed of this event. Here the session 2, lane 1, Dylan McShane, City of Glasgow. 2, Finn McDonald, East Kilbride. 3, Oliver Jones, Inverclyde. 4, Finley Watson, East Kilbride. 5, Rory Stevenson, Forth Valley Trident. 6, Charlie Lynn, Inverclyde. Some results for the 50-metre freestyle. Silver For the 12-year-old boys, silver goes to Jamie Pitt, South Ayrshire, gold Aaron Graham, North Ayrshire. 13-year-old boys, bronze Kyle McQuaker, Kintyre, silver Joshua McCluskey, Kilmarnock, and gold Zachary Pine, Inverclyde. 14-year-old boys, bronze Oliver McElwraith, silver Charlie Lynn, gold Liam Hendry. 15-year-old boys, bronze Ryan Crabby, Ren 96, Jack Morrison, Cumbernauld takes silver, and Bells Hill Sharks, Alexandru Vasilius takes gold. 16-year-old boys, bronze Clark Malkin Gill, Inverclyde, Oliver Jones of Inverclyde takes silver, and Aaron Russell, Bells Hill Sharks takes gold. 17-year-old boys, bronze goes to Bells Hill Sharks, Jack Shaw, silver Mungayan Bearsden, Care Flaherty, and gold Forth Valley Tridents, Daniel Hay. So back in the pool, and we've gone through 100 metres already, and it's our leaders are there in lanes 3 and 4, Oliver Jones and Finlay Watson, and a nice battle shaping up between these two boys in this final heat. 140.96 against a 141.65, with Finlay Watson just leading ahead of Oliver Jones at the turn there. So in behind them is lane 1, Dylan McShane. He's in 3rd place. 4th place goes to lane 5. But what a nice battle we were seeing here in the pool for this final race of today, day 1 here at East Kilbride. Watch at the turn here. Lane 4 took that in a 2:17.71. So 6/100ths of a second split the two boys at the turn there. Finlay Watson, Oliver Jones. So halfway through now, over halfway through, I beg your pardon. Third place continues to lie with Dylan McShane. So the battle continues. These two boys in the center of the pool, neither of them are giving an inch. I think with a slight advantage, however, we have Finlay Watson. But Oliver Jones is coming back. But into the turn together. Lane 4 just has the advantage there. 3:32.27, 3:32.54, and we're into the last 100 of this 400-meter freestyle. Lane 1's Dylan McShane in 3rd place. Lane 5, Rory Stevenson. Here we go down the final length here, and there is still nothing to split our two leaders. Oliver Jones, Finlay Watson. Who is going to win this battle? Looks like it's the Inverclyde swimmer as we're coming to the closing stages, and he is. It's going to be the Inverclyde swimmer, Oliver Jones, who takes this in a 4:43.90 ahead of Finlay Watson in a 4:45.57. And 3rd place will go to lane 5, Rory Stevenson in a 4:59.10. And that concludes the racing here at East Kilbride in session 2. Thank you very much for those of us who bear with us in live streaming. To those of you who are still with us in the spectator gallery, thank you hugely to all of our officials for supporting this session too. If you're not already involved as an official, please think about doing so. From myself, Jackie Smith, and my guest commentator from there down on the poolside, Robert Taylor.
Thanks,
Good night, safe journey home, everybody, and we'll see you back here tomorrow afternoon, I beg your pardon.
Thanks, Jackie.
Good night.
Thank you, Jackie.